All right, we stay with this particular story and speak to Isaac Lukando, SABC News correspondent. Isaac, a very good evening to you, and thank you so much for your time. Let's just start firstly with the latest on the ground.
At the moment, we have received information from the Inspector General of Police that there is now a curfew in place, and that all residents, particularly at Salaam, should be indoors by 6 p.m. And this is in a bid to restore calm to some of the areas that were affected by some protests earlier on in the day. So that is the situation that we have. They told us that police patrolling the streets to ensure that calm is restored, especially in areas that property was damaged. There were skirmishes with police.
And you do have concerns, right, from some of those that have been speaking throughout the day who feel that the fact that you do have the opposition, leaders also being barred from contesting, and at the same time with some allegations that are leveled against, of course, the opposition. Some feel that this could be a moment to kind of like pave the way for Samia Suluhu Hassan to return for a second term as president. How then is everyone processing these current developments on the ground?
At the moment, we're not quite clear. For example, on the message of the people that are protesting. It depends on who you ask. The clips that we're seeing from the scenes on the street, they seem to tell, depending on who you ask, a different story. Some were saying that their person was not on the ballot. Some people were calling for more justice, and some people were saying they are taking back their country. So it's just different things depending on who you ask, and unfortunately, with reduced internet access, getting information, particularly from authorities, has been a bit challenging. Mm-hmm. So we are awaiting. Hopefully tomorrow we'll be able to get some statements from authorities to get more clarity on what has transpired today and how we're moving forward in terms of the election, because things have been going rather smoothly since morning. We've seen people going to polling stations casting their votes, and the expectation was that by 4 p.m. those polling stations would have closed, and we believe that was indeed the case for many parts of the country. It was expected that vote counting should be underway as we speak, and that results will be trickling in. But these protests that came in today, especially in the afternoon, came in as a disruption to what was rather a smooth process since morning. And so we are awaiting more clarification to see the way forward in terms of the election and how the process has gone on.
All right, Isaac, thank you so much for speaking to us. The line not clear there, but as he mentions, if you were able to get a sense, is that the internet is also a problem there. They seem to have been cut off and not able to even get some of the updates there, he says. But he does speak about the fact that when you speak to the protesters, you kind of get a different sense of what exactly is going on. You do have others who speak about, their cries when it comes to opposition, parties, and the fact that for them, they believe that this is something that is some sort of intimidation, and they do believe that it does impact the credibility of the polls, a sentiment that is shared by human rights organizations. At the same time, you do have what he says there, Isaac, that there are others who seemingly, fighting over a different cause when it comes to what is currently taking place. But it's going to be quite interesting to see tomorrow well, because as he says, the polls closed at around 4 p.m. So it'll be interesting to hear then how things went. And as far as the credibility of these particular elections is concerned, what then becomes the declaration there? Isaac Lukando, SABC News correspondent, live for us in Dar es Salaam.